Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. I am back from my vacation. You know how that type of thing goes. I mean, when you're younger, you may not realize it, but when you're older, vacation means you're doing all the work, the family's having fun. You know what I mean? As the father and husband and all that, I did all the driving, I pack all the stuff, make all the plans, do all the work. That way the wife and the kids can have a good time. Okay? Not really a complaint. It's what you sign on for. I've been doing, this shit for 20 years at this point. So they had a great time. That's what I get out of it, watching my kids and wife have fun. We got to check out Little Niagara Falls in Oklahoma. If you guys are around Oklahoma, a lot of people don't know that place exists. It's crazy. Lived out here for all this time. I knew it existed, but when people ask what I did on my vacation, I tell them where I went. They're all, wait, we have a place called Little Niagara? And I'm like, yeah, okay. Insane. So it's down in Sulphur, okay. So if you're North Texas, Southern Oklahoma, it's near you, man. Go check it out. It's fun. All right. Now past that. Also, to everybody that said happy birthday to my son, Gray, thank you very much. Every time I showed him a comment saying happy birthday, he got really excited. Now, technically, his birthday is until Tuesday. But, I'm going to be working, so we wanted to get it all in early. All right. On to the video, right? Today, we're going to start with the Chromatic Cart Clinic. We're going to talk about that. And then we're going to move into some retro handheld news. Now, I've been letting the news build up before I really go at it, but now there's some info out there that kind of pisses me off. Of course, why wouldn't it? So we're going to get to that. All right, over to the Mod Retro Chromatic. So you guys know I absolutely love my Chromatic, okay? During my vacation, I carried this along with other devices. I always have at least two. But I had my Chromatic with me. I didn't get a chance to use it much, but, it's one of those things. If I find myself in a situation where I'm going to sit there and have nothing to do for a while, I'm going to wish I had it on me. So why not just carry it? In the last video, you guys see me use the mod kit to place my red buttons in here. Now, I kept saying there's something going on with my menu button, and it still feels that way. But maybe it always felt that way. Some people said that it's always felt that way, or it's always been like that. And maybe I'm just now noticing it because I took the handheld apart, and now I feel like I got that put wrong. But when you open it up and look at it, you can't put it in wrong. There's only one way to put it in. And so I got it right. It just feels weird to me now. It might just be a me thing, So, all right, let's get to it. So, if you have a Chromatic, you probably already learned how to update your Chromatic. It is very simple. You go get the updater from Mod Retro's website, plug in your Chromatic, go over to the menu, and it updates your Chromatic automatically. The Cart Clinic is the same way. So I don't think I've updated this one. I've updated Tetris. What's great about it is with the Cart Clinic, you get regular Tetris you play multiplayer with Tetris with another person with a Chromatic, and it's boring. It's just like a score race. Through Cart Clinic, if you both update your Tetris, you now get that game mode where you send garbage to the other person. So this is how they can roll out updates for these games through the Cart Clinic. It's awesome. Okay? It's crazy. It just takes this thing to a whole new level is what it does. So let's jump into this one. So what you're going to do is you put your game in, and this USB-C goes over to my PC. Punch it in. We're going to click on the switch. Open up my menu. Where is it at? Oh, here it is. So, actually, you don't need the menu, sorry. I don't know what I was thinking. Let me close that. All right, so it already detected that my Chromatic was up to date. So you go to this tab, the second one, camera. I'm going to beat your ass. Yeah, go back. So you click that, and it says click below to check for game updates. So now you hit check. Yes, it'll turn off the game. I'm going to leave the screen down here a little bit so you can see it. Boom. The screen goes black. Now it's reading the cart. Now it's eating rare candies. Downloading good vibes. So the mod retro does this. Now some of them are really, really quick. I felt like dragging them took a couple minutes to get done. But this will search for updates for the game. Update the game. It's great. I love this feature. This opens up the door for so many possibilities, okay? I mean, this has set Chromatic up just to reach insane heights for what it is. Yes, I know it only plays Game Boy and Game Boy Color games, okay? I know that. But obviously there was things in this realm that no one thought of, and Chromatic's doing it up. Boom, game is updated. The only problem I have with it is right after you update one cart, it automatically goes back here to look for Chromatic firmware. But now the game's updated, I can jump right into the game and play it. If I want to do another game, I kill the Chromatic, put another game in, and I'm going to show you something that is getting to me. Alright, so now we're going to search for firmware again for the regular, for just the Chromatic. It's got to, okay, now that we've done this, jump over here, check for firmware for dragging him. Okay, boom, shuts off the screen. Now give it a second. Now it's looking at the cart. This should be all the way updated, so this should go pretty quick and say that it's up to date. Unless there's been another update for this game. I will say there is one issue with this game and updating the cart. If you are in the middle of, if you're about to load up dragging him in your Chromatic and do the update, hold on, wait. If you already started it, please don't stop it in the middle of it. Let this finish. Maybe there was another update for it. Okay. Very possible there was another update. I'm going to kill the updater. Okay, let's go down here. Whoop. Alright, let's drop brightness a little bit so you guys can see it. Now, the only problem I have with the update, this is one of the earliest games I got. One of the first games besides Tetris. This is the first game I got besides Tetris for my Chromatic. And I was hours into the game, enjoying it. Now look. This is the only game that happened to. Now, obviously there's another update. So maybe your save file's safe. I don't know. But the last update killed my save file. It's gone. I don't know what happened. None of the other game, no other game I've updated, Monsterland, Shanty, none of them. All of them are fine. Still have my saves. This is the only one that my save is missing. So hopefully the update that just ran that I didn't know existed, maybe that fixes that problem and everybody's fine after that. Maybe I just got the update that, you know, cleared that off of there and now it's safe. That's all I can think of. But now I got to start all over. It's fine. Gives me something to do. Why am I in a rush, right? So it ain't that bad. I'll start over. It's fine. It's what we do with games anyway. I got 400 fucking handhelds. You think this is the first time I'm going to start over on a game? Please. I probably have a couple games on 10 different handhelds all around the same place because I get a new handheld. I'm like, oh God, I love this game. And I'll start the game on that handheld. Get a new handheld. Oh shit, I want to play this game over here. So yeah, it doesn't bother me that bad. As long as that's not a consistent thing. Which I will, but if I get a few hours back into this, I am not updating it until I'm done with the game. Because I don't want this to be a reoccurring thing to where I'm playing a game. I'm like, ooh, there's a new feature, or there's this or this. I update the game and I lose everything. I don't want to do that. But it may have been a fluke. May have just been me. If any of you had that happen, and I know you probably haven't, I just feel like I'm just unlucky. But if you have, hit the comments. Let me know if it erased your save file. All right, let's get to the bullshit. You guys ready? I'm ready. Let's get to the bullshit. I'm going to kill my right-hand screen. Left-hand screen is off. All right, middle screen. All right. Let me center this. Not like the camera's going to listen. But Conquer Pocket Fit. So we all know that Ayaneo decided they are going to start releasing budget handhelds. Okay? Their handhelds are kind of bougie. They're that boutique brand. They're that, you see that handheld and you're like, look at this motherfucker. It's just the money bags over here rocking an Ayaneo. I got my fucking Pow Kitty, I'm not trying to knock you, Pow Kitty. I love you, but in comparison, your fucking dollar store versus, with Retroid and Ambernick being fucking Walmart handhelds for the masses. Anyway, so Ayaneo decided we're doing a budget line. For the people, man. We're going to make them cheaper. We're going to make Ayaneo devices available, budget-friendly, put an Ayaneo in the hands of everybody out there. So this is what they came up with. The Pocket Fit. Looks like the Retroid Pocket Mini. Snapdragon G3 Gen 3. Way too much right there. That's fuck up number one. Snapdragon G3 Gen 3. You are making a budget handheld. Why the fuck did you put that in there? What are you thinking? Automatically threw budget out the window with your first choice. 6-inch, 1080p, 144 hertz refresh LCD screen. What the fuck? Ayaneo, look, if I'm going above 200, that shit better be OLED. Okay? And I know all of you just went, no, it's budget. Oh! $369. That's budget. That's what Ayaneo considers budget. Are you fucking kidding me, Ayaneo? How out of touch are you with reality? We're fucking working class. I am never going to pay that price for what's essentially a Pocket Mini with an LCD screen. You have power in it. Okay, that G3, whatever, that's powerful. But you put an LCD screen on it. So you have the power. Game's going to look like shit, even though it's 144 hertz, though. Who the fuck cares? It's LCD. No one gives a shit. That's a $160 handheld I'm fucking staring at. Except for the chip. The chip's the only thing that makes it $369. And they're on there talking about, yeah, we get like people couldn't afford the DMG. So Retroid took the opportunity to release the Classic. You guys know my feelings on the Classic. But still, that was the idea. They're like $160. You get a Classic. $400, you get the DMG. Yeah, the DMG is vastly superior. I love my DMG. It's one of my favorite handhelds ever. But it's pricey as a motherfucker. It's not budget. And just because you got a handheld under $400 doesn't mean it's budget. There's nothing about this that's budget, Ayaneo. Okay? Great color. Pow Kitty yellow and black. Okay. This is not budget. Nobody should go in for this. And the Ayaneo diehards that are about to hit my comments and be like, but it has this, but fuck you. Okay? Where were you when I did a video between the Classic and the DMG? Yeah, you were probably on the side of the Classic. You just wanna come at me. I get it. It's fine. Bring it on. I live off of haterade, motherfucker. But seriously, not budget. $369? Nope. Go get a DMG. Okay? If this is their goal to price their budget handheld still at this level, then it's probably just to, stimulate sales of other products. Because if you're at $370 for this wretched piece of shit, you might throw an extra $30, $40 at it to get a DMG. Which I don't even think they have for sell on their website's trash. After IGG and all that shit, You can't hardly buy shit off their website. Why the fuck do they even have a storefront on Ayaneo's site? I don't know. Okay? No idea. So, this was dumb. Way too powerful of a chip for such a shitty screen. That price is horrid. Ayaneo, you are just slowly working your way towards the dumpster. And I hope other companies see an opportunity and just balls deep you, because you deserve every bit of that. I hope this doesn't sell. Fuck your budget brand. All right, moving on to some more Ayaneo bullshit. All right. You guys knew this one was coming. Ayaneo Pocket DS. Linear Hall effect triggers. G3X Gen 2. Snapdragon. Alright. Look at this shit. Alright. This, you already know one thing on this screen that I'm gonna just flat out fucking attack. But 8 gig RAM, 128 gig storage, $399 for the early bird. Look at the fucking jump to retail. $519, $120 more. That's great for early bird pricing, but that's bullshit all the way around. After this, you will never sell another one of these. All right? Not gonna fucking happen. I know Retroid can't get their shit together and get out their screens because they sent a thing this morning saying it might be another couple months, right? They can't get their shit together, but when they do, nobody's paying this. Nobody's doing this. This is fucking dumb. Okay? And this is what I'm talking about. After IGG, Ayaneo products are worthless. That's why they sell that shit off to like Antec and whatnot. They sell their designs to somebody else. They get their IGG money and they're fucking out. You know what I mean? This is the gypsy motto of getting the fuck out of town whenever people get, are wise to you. That's what this is. This is, we're going to fuck you, then run. All right? Except it's 2025 and they can do it digitally from anywhere in the world. If not, this company would be going town to town, sell bullshit to everybody. Next morning, boom, just bam, gone. Vanished, thin air. Like I said, gypsy motto of getting the fuck out of town when the townspeople are on to you. All right? So $399, 8 gig, 128, $439. Not a big jump, but that doesn't negate the fact that this is already stupid. $439 for 12,256. Once again, not a huge jump to 16,512. Here's where we get dumb. $100 for the 1 terabyte, $100 jump for the 1 terabyte version, 16 gig of RAM. Okay? So now I need you to really pay attention and not get lost in the rate before it. Pay attention to the whole list. Right? Watch the whole list. $100 here to get 1 terabyte internal. Now, if you're like me, I don't give a fuck about internal. I'm fine with SD cards. The shit I'm playing plays just fine off of an SD card. And honestly, even at 256, I have plenty of storage on it to do whatever I need to do with the onboard. So other than that, SD card, I'm cool. So this shit don't matter to me much at all. So 16 gig, 1 terabyte, it's a $100 jump here to here. Now, let's pay attention. They do what they always do. Limited edition. This is a retro power version, you fuck ass loser. $639, exact same specs, $40 more. Right? So everybody's going, now, right, that's what I'm talking about. Because right now, it's like, well, that's only a $40 difference. It's not like a huge fucking paywall. Son, it's a $140 difference. Okay? It's a $140 difference between the two. So if you want yellow, you're paying $100 more here. This is going to eat up that cost. If you want the retro power, kick another 40. Now also get rid of this. $759. Are you out of your fucking mind? Who the hell is who's going to buy that? Ayaneo, you are fucking horrible. You're going to go up in flames. And the problem is, I like their devices. They sell quality shit. And I get you have to pay for quality, right? I am also going to say this. Every Ayaneo device I have owned has had to go back for repairs. Keep that shit in mind when you're staring at $759 or $630. I don't know how many other creators on here or people in this handheld space actually go in and tell you what happens later, or gives you the rundown of the longevity of these devices and tells you when shit starts fucking up down the line. Maybe they don't play on them as much as I do. Maybe they play on them for the video and then they got one or two they mess with now and again. Me, I use the shit out of my devices. I always have them. Mine are getting used like they should. I am quality control, okay? I find shit out. Every Ayaneo device I have had has fucking one day decided to pour gas on itself and light a flame. Just boom, cook itself. All right? My DMG did it. My pocket, or not my pocket, sorry, my Flip DS needs to go back in for repair. That fucker don't turn on no more. And I take care of my shit. Okay? You can't take care of it better than I take care of it. My shit's well guarded at home. It stays in its cases. Everything stays clean, maintained. I pay attention. I take care. I mean, I just last night I was making sure my Anbernic RG Nano was running clean. Everything was good. I go through my devices at least monthly. Weekly, I go through the ones I've been rotating through. Monthly, I go through them all. Okay? This is some horse shit. So keep this in mind before you pull the trigger on this prices. Before someone's in there like, where my Pocket DS Pros at? They're in the dumpster where you left them, dumbass. So at these prices, what's going to happen? Well, it's quite simple. AYN decided to stick a dick in you. AYN was like, the fuck is this? Here. Look at this shit. Right? I mean, come on. This is G3X Gen 2 Snapdragon and all of these. AYN said, here's your budget SD 865 for $250. So you're getting AYN for the price of Retroid. They kept it really close to Retroid. Very impressive, AYN. I fucking love AYN, man. Very, very impressive. AYN, that is a power move in itself right there. Okay? Exclusively 6-inch OLED. That's right. Not LCD. OLED for $250. OLED dual screen. This shit looks almost exactly like the original 3DS. Look at that. I mean, like the buttons, the layout, you know, not because it's dual screen. But if we look, I mean, you get the right there. I mean, look at this. You guys did a great job. Look at this stuff right there. Look, a home button. Look, you guys killed it. I love you, AYN. So $250, you get the Snapdragon 865. So this is going to be your Retroid Pocket 5 Mini equivalent, but dual screen. Very, very much worth the extra, $30, okay? For those of you that do not want to wait for Retroid to get their shit together and get that secondary screen for your Retroid Pocket 5 or Mini, this is your solution. Right here for $250, it's all in one, and it's AYN. It's gonna be quality as shit. I love AYN. AYN is top level for me. You know what I mean? For a little more pricey handhelds, AYN is the best in my book. I don't give a shit what you say, okay? Ayaneo is not equal to AYN. Not only that, AYN has me on the naming scheme. I love you guys for that shit. I mean, the only thing that can make this better is slapping like some kind of Thor symbol on the back, just like the low key, and make that shit light. Ooh, that was clean. All right, so let's get past the Snapdragon. That's for the light. That's the 8 gig RAM, 128 gig internal. Boom, let's jump to the base. $40 higher, right? $50 higher. All right, you're crossing a gap for $50. Okay, you are crossing the bridge from the 865 to the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2. 8 gig of RAM, 128 internal for $50 jump. I got to tell you, that doesn't hurt. You know what I mean? That doesn't hurt at all. And look at the little slash price. It was $309. If that's the price after, you guys are just fucking gangster right out the just awesome. So now we get a Snapdragon 8 Gen 2. So now we're getting on par with like the DMG power and all that. And you're getting OLED. This is what, you don't need more than that. That this bullshit over here with this G3 Gen 3, way too much power for what the fuck you just stuck it in. No. This is what should happen. This is where you get that budget price, that more price, that friendlier price. I know I said budget, but you know what? But you get a better price because they kind of gauged it right. They're like, what are they going to play on this handheld? What do we need the peak performance to be? Let's figure it out. So if we're going to play 3DS on this, what chip runs good 3DS? The 865 does that just fine. Now, for people that are going to upscale or run multiple things, we need to add more power. So we don't want to go, this is the limit, and this is going to run 90% of the catalog. We want to run 100% of the catalog and have some extra power for whatever processes you're going to run with it. That's how you should do things. This plus some extra, just in case, right? They did it. Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, 8 gig internal, 128 storage. Beautiful, beautiful pricing. All right, now we jump to 12. Look at that. $50 more again. 50% more RAM, double the internal storage, and a little bit more. What were you, a $70 jump for the max model, for the 16 1 terabyte. Now, let's jump over here. So $429. Look at this shit. You are, what, $29? So, the max version, AYN Thor, is $30? $30 more expensive than the fucking base level Pocket DS? $30 more. Base level Pocket DS, 8 128, maxed out Thor, 16 1 terabyte. AYN, you better send Ayaneo flowers, because I'm sure they'd like something nice after they got fucked. You know, take them out to dinner first, spit on it. Man, you guys just rammed it in. And pre-orders are going up today. What? AYN just killed it. Okay? In my honest opinion, before you guys ask, if you're in the market for like the Retroid Pocket 5, but you're interested in a dual screen device, I believe the Snapdragon 865 dual screen here is the best bang for your buck at $250. Okay? That is the best right there. This almost removes the RP5 and Mini to me. There's almost no point in buying an RP5 and Mini if you want to do some dual screen shit. This is the way to go. Okay? Do not mess with the RP5 and then wait another 6 months for them to get that screen shit in order and get it out to you so you can essentially have this. This right here is it. Now, if you want the Snapdragon, the 8 Gen 2 model, and you're like, do I get a base, a pro, or a max? I do feel like the max is too much. Yeah, not necessarily price-wise. I'm still very impressed with the pricing. Not that it's cheaper budget at $429, but it's not a $700. It's not a $700. You know what I mean? That's reasonable. I can see $429 in the quality here, and I haven't even touched one. After I get one, I'm sure I'm going to be impressed because Ayaneo's impressive. Or sorry, AYN's impressive. Ayaneo's, Ayaneo, it feels like they're, I don't even know, patronizing motherfuckers like they're, anyway, I'm getting angry at them. AYN, this pricing does not upset me. Yeah, I mean, I see the quality. But if you're going to pick between the base, the pro, or the max, if you want my opinion, the 8128 is not bad if you don't want the Snapdragon. If you're going to play PS2, 3DS, and whatnot, and that's it, you're not going to do any more, you don't want to run two different things on the screen, you just want a game, you're not going to play a movie here and a game here or vice versa like I'll do, get this. I mean, and this will handle that fine depending on what you do with it, okay? Depending on what you're playing and running. It'll handle it fine. You're okay. The 8 Gen 2 is going to handle it better. But if you're between these, I can't say yeah, $299 to $349. I don't see why you wouldn't throw the extra 50 at it if you have it. If you don't, or get the 128 or the SD 865. They're both fine. But if you're between these two and you got the 50 extra, you can do 350. I think the Pro is the best right there. I think the Max is a little overkill. The base and the light are perfectly fine. But I think the Pro hit that sweet spot at 350. I think that's where you're going to see price and the quality of the handheld. That's where they line up, I feel, in the Pro model. Okay? I think those two categories we're looking for price and quality. The Pro model is the perfect spot for that. Okay? I'm interested in a Pro model. Now, real quick, let's go ahead and talk about the colors. Black, white with the gray buttons. That is sleek. That is sexy. I love that. I love that. I don't like Skittle buttons. You guys know that. So having like a dark handheld and then, you know, yellow, red, blue, green buttons shining through. I don't know. Not a big fan. Keep it sleek. Keep it nice. And that's what they did. So the black with the buttons, love that color. I'm totally leaning on that one. White with the gray also looks good. Gray with the Skittle buttons, not really my pick. You know how I feel, like I just said, not a fan. I like the gray, but those would have been like more Super Nintendo. I know that is Super Nintendo, but I'm talking like the purple and light purple buttons. That shit would have been clean. And then we have that clear, like atomic purple style, and it's gorgeous. Okay? But if I had to pick, it'd be black and then either white and purple. One of those two. But AYN, you just fired that kill shot, baby. And in 12 hours, pre-orders for the Thor starts. All right, guys, let's end it here. I am happy to be back from vacation. I will be making as many videos as I can make them. Every week, I hope that I can do a Retroid Pocket 5 dual screen add-on video. I thought I would be long past that by now, but as I've said, they're still working out the bugs on that. They haven't figured out how to make that shit work correctly yet. When they do, I'll finally get one. Okay. What else? I think that about covers it. Let me know what you guys think. I know there's going to be people out there that disagree with me just for the sake of disagreeing. There'll be people out there that completely agree with me. Probably few and far between on that one. So, and then I'll naturally get one or two that's like, here, why do you gotta be so foul-mouthed and curse? It's because I believe it's stupid we took certain words and decided they are socially unacceptable. I don't believe in that. Okay, so step off my beliefs and my dick. All right, guys, let me know in the comments what you think. What would you rather go for? Are you gonna go for the Ayaneo Pocket DS just so you can be like, look, I got diamonds in my shit? Or are you gonna go for the AYN Thor and be thrifty? You know what I'm saying? Let me know what you're going to pick. And for the love of God, nobody hit my comments and be like, I'm going to buy a Concord Pocket Fit because it is budget. Because I believe everything I read on the fucking internet. So, let me know in the comments. Also, remember, Dragon Imp, let me know if anybody's lost their save file using the Cart Clinic. If not, cool. But, yeah, I just want to know. All right, guys, I will see you in the next episode.